Give us your full name, please. Joan Smith. And you live here in New York City, do you? Yes, I do. For what company do you work? I work for American Industries Corporation at the present time. Would you be good enough to tell us what your job is with that company? I have been the bookkeeper for almost 20 years, as a matter of fact. I would like you to take a look at the documents that have been marked as Plaintiff's Exhibits 1, 2, and 3. I want to ask you some questions about those papers. Yes, I have looked at them. On Exhibit 1, can you locate in that cash disbursements book? That is what it is, isn't it? Would you call it that? That is correct. That is a cash disbursements book that I kept in the course of my duties. Can you do this? Can you locate the check which appears on Exhibit 2 as Transaction 1 in that exhibit? Yes, I can. It is on line 18. Defendant's counsel, I would like to go off the record at this time, Counselor, with your permission. Plaintiff's counsel, no, I don't want to go off the record. I want to stay on the record at all times. Defendant's counsel, all right, if you wish. Referring to Transaction 1, Mrs. Smith, can you indicate the manner in which the $10,000 payment was recorded in the books of American Industries Corporation? Yes, it was recorded here as sales. That is the way you personally recorded it? That's correct. Defendant's counsel, hasn't she already testified to that? Plaintiff's counsel, no, I don't think so. Defendant's counsel, I beg your pardon. Mrs. Smith, once you began your role of keeping the books, did you number the pages in the cash disbursements book in a single series, running all the way up to the present time rather than starting over at page 1 each year? That's correct. That is what I did. Yes, sir. Then I take it that from now on, all of these numbers will be in one series of consecutive numbers? Defendant's counsel, that is what she just testified to, sir. This is repetition now. Let us get on with the deposition without repeating things over and over. I point out to you Transaction 2 in the book. Yes, I see it. Can you tell me how that transaction was recorded in the records of American Industries? You want to know how, is that right? Yes, that is correct. It's recorded here solely as miscellaneous. Is that because it was for consultant expenses? I imagine so. Or will you tell me the reason it was done in that way? It looks like it was for expenses. Defendant's counsel, I object to the last two answers and move they be stricken for the record. In addition, the questions are bad in form. Plaintiff's counsel, do you object to the question or do you object to the answer? Which is it? Defendant's counsel, I object to both. I refer you now to Transaction 3. Where is that located? That is at page 4 of Exhibit 2, column 3. Will you please tell me why the transaction was recorded as a cost of advertising, if you know? Defendant's counsel, objection, as bad in form and irrelevant. Plaintiff's counsel, may the witness answer the question? Defendant's counsel, surely under our arrangement she can answer the question, and at the time of trial the objections will be ruled upon by the court. Plaintiff's counsel, yes, that is my understanding of our stipulation also. Plaintiff's counsel, of course. Do I understand the question? Yes, you may answer the question at this time. There is nothing on the stub. I just recorded it in the advertising column. Incidentally, let me ask you this question as a preliminary matter. Both Transaction 2 and Transaction 3 contain an indication on the page that they relate to brokerage. Is that correct, ma'am? Yes, sir. Apropos of those two transactions, why was one transaction recorded as miscellaneous expense and the other one as cost of advertising? Would you please explain that to me? Defendant's counsel, before you answer that, I ask you to look at Exhibit 7. Plaintiff's counsel, no, I request that she answer the question without interjection and before referring to any other documents. If she cannot answer the question, that is fine. Defendant's counsel, I am suggesting that you are being unfair to the witness in that she has already indicated that she makes that entry based upon the stub on the check. Plaintiff's counsel, Counsel, I think that you are now coaching the witness. I ask you to abstain from doing so, please. Plaintiff's counsel, I am not. Defendant's counsel, let me re-ask my question. Defendant's counsel, go right ahead. Based on the fact that both transactions indicate brokerage, can you tell me why one was entered under one grouping and the other one under another column? That is because I entered it from my stub, and whatever the stub reads, that's how I enter it. That is your answer? That is my answer. Would you refer to Transaction 4 on Exhibit 2? I have it now. Tell me if you can locate the recording of that transaction in the cash disbursements record. Yes, I can. It is line 2 of page 23. Plaintiff's counsel, excuse me, I want to confer with the witness. Defendant's counsel, let the record reflect that within 10 minutes after commencing this deposition, the attorney and his client are conferring with each other in the midst of my examination. Plaintiff's counsel, now you may proceed, counselor. I might add for the record that the conference I just had took about 10 seconds. Do you know whether American Industries sold advertising in the publications of the Regal Press? Yes, I do know that. And do you have any basis on which you could say whether there was a connection between Mr. Thomas and the Regal Press? No, I do not. That I don't know. Plaintiff's counsel, but specifically, do you have any personal knowledge that Mr. Thomas was involved with that company? No, he was not. I refer you to the notation concerning check 147.
Didn't get it too fast.
That was...